We celebrate 35 years this year, which is quite a milestone for us. We are the largest cancer support sort of organization in Hong Kong, and we span over, our work is done from the hospital, the community, and the home. We have a network of resource centres, one in every public hospital and 4 in the community, and 2 for special needs. So we've grown hugely from very humble beginnings. We started the Cancer Fund because a girlfriend of mine experienced stomach cancer, and there was no support, no information. And sadly she died, but I learned a lot from nursing her. A positive mind was really important, and she found comfort in all sorts of interventions. So after she died, it was a sad time, but she died peacefully. And I was asked to take part in a coffee morning with a couple of cancer survivors, and they said they'd heard about my nursing Nikki, and would I help start a support group. Today, we have 22,000 people in our support groups. We have 21 support groups. So it is huge. And so I have to thank her for inspiring me to start the Cancer Fund. It's rather a sort of a spooky story, because almost as soon after she died, I had this meeting at the coffee shop. And then I was asked by the Hong Kong University to do a conference, an international conference. And I said, me? What do I know about that sort of thing? Anyway, it was a very, very successful conference, and there was $30,000 left in the kitty. And I said to the university, please, would you consider, giving it to us to start the Cancer Fund? And they did. And, we've gone from strength to strength. We started with support and information, and then we got stuck a little bit because we had 36 publications. In those days, people didn't use the computer, so it wasn't online. So this information in Chinese, so this information went to 22 countries in hard copy, including Australia, because there's a Chinese community in every city in the world, as you know. And then a like-minded doctor sort of said to me, what would you do if we offered you a space in our hospital? And I said, I'd start a Cancer Patients Resource Centre. And it came about, but the interesting thing is that was the Pamela Yude who offered that to me. But the first one, they hadn't finished the renovation work where we would be. And so the other hospitals heard about it, and the first one we opened was in Queen Mary Hospital. So we're very blessed that we have, the whole idea is seamless service. So from the hospital setting to the community to the home. So that's how we work our service. And we have now, I have about 150 frontline staff, and they are clinical psychologists, nurses, social workers, and all our services are free. So, we believe in face-to-face. It's very interesting, actually, because 35 years ago, cancer was a taboo subject. You couldn't put cancer on anything, and I insisted that we called it the Hong Kong Cancer Fund. We weren't going to call it the Bohemian Club or something like that, which is what everybody wanted me to do. And I wanted to face cancer. I wanted to educate the public about cancer. But at that time, the average age, I should think, was about 65, 70, perhaps even older. And the prognosis wasn't that good. Today, in today's world, it's all about survivorship. It's very, very interesting. It's completely changed. I'd like to think that it's partly to do with our public education programs that people come forward and they address screening early. So our numbers in terms of, 100 people a day are diagnosed with cancer. And, I'd like to think that because people are more educated in terms of coming forward, we're catching the cancers early. And of course, treatment now is so much more sophisticated, but costly. That's a problem very often. Many. We never stop. We try to fill the gaps. But interestingly enough, talking about filling the gaps, we were funding a bereavement group for children who'd lost their parents to cancer. And I popped in to see, how it was going, because I take a very hands-on view of our work. And I thought, this isn't right. Why are we looking after these children after they've lost a parent or sibling, when we should be taking them through the cancer journey? So we take a family approach. So we started the Rainbow Club. The Rainbow Club are for children whose parents or siblings have been diagnosed with cancer. Children are very smart today. They understand if mommy and daddy are crying, if there's anxiety in the house, they feel it. And they think that if they're very young, they think it's something to do with what they've done. So, this is something that we've turned around, and we take the whole family and we share so that they feel part of the healing process. It's very, very interesting, and it's very successful. And then I think that the challenge for us is the young adults. Young adults, it's everything in their world. If you have a pimple, a bad hair day, but they are either going for A-levels, they're trying to get into university, they've just married, they want a family. So this is one of our new projects. We've started a women's center, not only for the young adults, females, but also for all females and all cancers, because breast cancer, although it is the #1 cancer for women, there are many other cancers that are very, for women, that are challenging. So we're in the process of starting this new service. Well, I'm very familiar with the challenges for putting on a walk, and I'm delighted that Hong Kong is taking the initiative from England, because it's very, very successful in England and well known. And so I hope this is the first of many. But of course, we all are challenged that we can't with the COVID virus, and therefore it has to be virtual. But I would like to really encourage everyone to take part. And if you can't take part, just send a donation. The Cancer Fund needs 100 million a year. And of that, interestingly enough, 52% comes from the man in the street who gives, on average, $152. And we call those our circle of friends, the monthly donors. And that's a huge amount of money. And when I go into the market and I have my telephone has a tag on it that says Cancer Fund. And I'm just so heartened. People behind the stalls, they go, right on there, we're with you. And I think to myself, these are the people we're serving. They don't have insurance. They need our help. And so, please, if you can, take part. It's really all the causes are really good causes. It would be good if you could dedicate your walk, run, or whatever you plan to do to someone, a loved one, who you have lost or have been through cancer. I think this is very meaningful, and when you're walking up a hill, it'll help you.